Hey Royals, this is Mademoiselle Mosley again tonight. I hope everybody is doing fine. Now, what I'm going to talk about tonight, I'm going to dedicate it to my mother and to the young mothers that may be experiencing something that my mother had experienced, and to the young fathers as well. I just want to get this to everybody, but if this pertains to you, I hope it really helps you. Y'all may or may not know a lot about me. You know, some people, when they watch your videos, they get to researching you, trying to find dirt on you. But do what you do. I've been fighting my whole life. I've been fighting even before the day I was born. I know it. Because imagine you being born to a 16-year-old mother who by, who's probably been judged and shunned because she got pregnant in the 60s with a baby with not being married to the father. Can you imagine? She's a girl, not a woman yet, a girl that has not yet experienced womanhood, but she's bearing a child. Now let me get into it before I lose track of what I'm trying to say. I've been fighting many of before I was born, a whole lifetime. It just seems like I was fighting in my mother's womb, fighting a young girl's thoughts. Can you imagine what you're thinking about having a baby and you hear people whispering about you and saying things that they don't even really know if it's true? It's just what people do. They do the same stuff now, but this is in the 60s. She's 15 years old. Let me get a little deeper. I'm in the womb fighting a young girl's thoughts and emotions of her being a mother. She's not even finished being a girl, and she's becoming a mother. Let me get a little deeper. Like I said, she was not yet a woman. She hadn't yet experienced life, yet bringing life into this world. Can you imagine that? Not yet living life, but bringing a life into this world. Someone that you will be responsible for, and you have not yet been responsible in totality for yourself. No independence. Let me get a little deeper. I start, you know how we grow up and we go through stuff with our parents and we don't see them as having hopes and dreams and aspirations, being a girl or a boy. You just see a woman or a man and you have your whole full undivided attention on them and everything they do that's not good for you. You judge harshly and they saying things to you because they're not in full independence with themselves. So if you've never been in full independence of yourself and you become responsible for someone else, you don't really have the full foundation to build up on it, so because you're not founded yourself. And thank God she had help from my grandmother. My grandma raised me for quite a few years in my life to give my mother an opportunity to live some life. Thank God. Let's move on. So, as I was saying, it's like bringing life into the world, and she had not yet embracing what life means. She's still a girl. But having a child, the thing that I thought was so beautiful that's really brought to mind is that she named me Annette. Those of you who don't know my name. And it means grace. Graceful one, or grace. That, and that's why I just think about, no matter what others may say about you, you're giving life to someone. It says a lot about you. Against all odds, My mother still went full term and birthed me, and I give her props. Rest in power, Mama. I appreciate you like never before. And I want y'all women out there to appreciate y'all mothers. Nobody's perfect. And your fathers too. But I'm talking about mothers right now. You don't know what she went through to get you here. You don't know what her mind was. You don't know what she fought. You don't know what people was saying. And we ain't worried about what people saying. But before you establish yourself and people start speaking against yourself, you can't really fully develop yourself without feeling fragmented along the way. So I say to the young girls, I pray that you don't have a child until you're able to be independent and find out who you are within yourself. And if you're pregnant now, I pray blessings unto you, and I pray that you understand that life is greater than where you at right now, where we say we make mistakes. But we need to learn not to make a mistake. We need to understand that when we open up our legs and we give a man permission to have sex with us, we got to understand there's a lot that come with that. Even if you have protection, even after he wears protection, things like that fail. And sometimes we out there and we live in life, and sometimes people do things to us and we don't want it done to us, and we still have to go through with the process. I wish you the best. I pray that God continues to grace your mind, your body, and your very soul with many of his blessings and much more of your own control to help you to get through what you're going through and not allow people what they say to you. So I say this because I could just imagine what my mother went through. And when I say I was fighting for the beginning, before I even was formed in my mother's womb, God had a purpose and plan for me. And he had a destiny for me. And he has a destiny and a plan for you too. But we have to do the work. We have to acknowledge our wrongs and live right as possible after that wrong. We can't go back. All we can do is go forward, and we got to stay on track. But a child to me is a blessing. I remember one time I was praying and I was asking God something, and he let me know something about children. He said children are the answer to your prayers. And I was like, what? I didn't pray for no baby. He said, no, that's not what I'm saying. He said, when you pray, and now he's not just talking about me, he's talking about everybody who sit down in prayer. Oftentimes they're the carrier they are the carrier of the answer to your prayer. You may not understand it at the time, but God knows exactly what's going to happen. And when you get that little package, that little bundle of joy, and as you go through what you go through to get through what you're going to get through, he or she going to tell you something that you're going to be like, what? God hear your prayers. And children are the carrier of the prayers that you say that you may not understand how it's going to happen. But I say it's going to happen anyway. I hope that helped y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, get it before it gets you. I'm out.